Hi, welcome back to the new module that is pointers. Here is an outline of this video. First, I will be describing the definition of the pointer, then we will discuss the advantages of pointers, then we will be studying how to declare a pointer, then we will get an idea which operators we use in pointers, then I will be discussing about the initialization of the pointer. So let's get started. What is pointer? Pointer is a variable which stores the address of another variable. So what is this address? Just like we have a house address that tells your location, a variable also has an address that tells you where the computer is storing it in its memory. When we declare any variable, the compiler automatically allocates a reserved amount of memory for the variable depending on its data type. So let's consider an example here. I am declaring one variable of integer data type and storing value 10 in it. So the name of the variable is A, the value is 10, and when we are declaring any variable, we'll get a fixed amount of memory depending on the compiler. So let's consider I got 2 bytes of memory. You may get 4 bytes also depending on the compiler. That 2 bytes of memory block has an address. So let's consider 1001 is the address of that 2 bytes of memory block, and this address will get stored in another variable, and that variable is called as pointer variable. Now you can understand this definition that pointer variable stores the address of another variable. So here this pointer variable is storing the address of A. So address or location associated with any variable is generally represented by a number through which we can access that value. Now question arises, what is the need of the pointer when we can keep things simple by avoiding its use? Pointers are one of the strongest features of C. Here are the some of the reasons why we use pointers. Using pointers, we can access the memory location of any variable directly and we can manipulate it. As pointer stores the address, we can work on the address directly. Pointers facilitates the concept of dynamic memory allocation, means as and when we want more memory, we can take it. For that we use two operators, that is new and delete. It reduces the code and improves the performance as it is used with arrays, structure and functions. Now let's study how to declare a pointer. Pointer variable is declared using star operator, that is known as dereference operator. So here is the syntax. First you should mention the data type, then you have to write star and then the name of the variable. So ptr name is the name of the pointer variable. The data type mentioned here, that is while declaring the pointer name, should be similar to the variable to which it is pointing. So let's consider some of the example. Here I am creating one pointer variable named ptr1 of integer data type. Kindly note here this dereference operator. In the second example, I am declaring one ptr2 variable of float data type. So it is a pointer to float. And in the third example, we are declaring one pointer variable which is pointing to a character. Now let me explain the different operators we are using when we are working with the pointer. The first one is the address of operator. It is also known as reference operator, which we have used in scanf statement. Now you got an idea why we are using ampersand sign in the scanf statement, because when we are taking value, it will store at a particular location, that is at a particular memory address, and this address will take it using ampersand sign. So it returns the address of a variable. And one more operator we are going to use in pointer. It is known as dereference operator, or you can say value at address operator. Actually, the star operator we are using in two different ways. The first one, while we are declaring a pointer variable, just now we have seen some of the examples. And there is one more use of star operator, that is dereference operator, that it returns the value at that address. I will be showing in the program how to use these operators. Now let's discuss about the initialization of the pointer variable. Pointer initialization is the process of assigning address of a variable to a pointer variable. As you know, pointer points to the address of another variable. We have to assign the address to it. And to assign the address, we can use ampersand sign, that is address of operator. So consider an example. First of all, I am creating one variable num equals to 10 and one pointer variable which will point to the address of this num variable. So here I am declaring as well as I am initializing it. You can declare in one statement, and to initialize the address you can use a separate statement. You can see here in this picture, this is the num variable. I have taken some random values, that is 1001 as an address, and that address will get stored in a PTR variable. So always pointer variable will store the address of another variable. So here PTR is storing the address of num variable. In this video we are going to implement the pointers in the program. So let's get started. Let's declare an integer variable num. I have initialized here 10. Now let's declare a pointer variable. Here this dereferencing operator is used to declare a pointer, and the name of the pointer is PTR. PTR is pointing to an integer. This pointer variable is going to store the address of this num variable, so both the data type should be same. After the declaration of pointer variable, we should initialize some address to the pointer variable. We cannot keep it null. So here I am initializing this pointer variable with the address of the num variable. As you know, pointer is a variable which stores the address of another variable. Here PTR is storing the address of num variable. Now we are going to print the addresses, that is the memory locations. So here I am using the printf statement to print the address of the num variable. I am using the format specifier %u. It is used for unsigned integer. It takes only positive value, as address will not have the negative values. You can see here %num means it is printing the address at which this num variable is stored. So in two ways we can get the address of a particular variable. You can print with the help of address of operator, or you can even get the address using pointer variable. Here I am using %x. As the address is a hexadecimal value, we can use %x to print the address in the hexadecimal format. Click on build and run to check the output. In the output you can see here, using %u we are printing the address, so it is in the integer format, and using %x we are getting the address in the hexadecimal format. Now let's try to print the actual value of this variable using a simple integer variable and using the pointer. You can see here I am printing the value of num variable using the num variable, and num variable is initialized to 10. There is a one more way to get this value through the pointer, but that time you have to use this value at address operator. So you know that num variable is storing 10, and if you want the value of that variable through the pointer, we will get through this PTR variable. If we are writing only PTR, we will get the address, but if we will write star of PTR, that is value at that address. So we can print the value, and the value at that particular address is 10. So let's check the output. You can notice here, using num variable also we are getting 10, and using star ptr also we are getting 10. In case of pointer, this dereference operator is used two times. Once in the declaration of the pointer variable, and one more time we can use to get the value at that address. In this way we studied how to use the pointers. In the next video we will discuss the pointer arithmetic. So keep learning, keep coding. See you in the next video.